Get ready to be mind blown. And now for today's hashtag Lane Hack with Just the Tip. Run, don't walk your way to simplepassivecashflow.com and sign up for the Hui Pipeline Club and get in on the deal flow.
A two-part Lane Hack. First, a little tutorial on building a development plan and action board since it is the beginning of the year. Please go to simplepassivecashflow.com and sign up for the newsletter. And I've got a little worksheet in there to help you design your action board, or a lot of people call this the vision board. If you're already an email subscriber, the link will be automatically sent out to you guys. But make sure you guys sign up for the Hui Deal Pipeline Club, or just, if you're not interested in deals, just sign up for the newsletter and you guys will get that. So kind of the first step here in designing your action board is take time for reflection. Pick goals in the core areas of your life, not just financial or business, but also think about relationships, physical health, spiritual, money, to name a few. Be ambitious and zero in on a specific goal in each of those core areas. To double or triple your annual income is to launch a business. Is it to cut your working hours in half? Next thing is to be specific. Writing down a goal makes it 25% more likely it will happen. So, as they say, you can't manage it unless you measure it. So write it down and be specific. Next is unleash your creativity. So incorporate inspiring photographs, pictures, drawings, quotes, and diagrams. The more emotion it invokes, the better. And lastly, guarantee rapid results by hanging your action board in a place where you will see it every day. So maybe it's in front of the mirror in your bathroom. Maybe it's right in front of your toilet. I don't know where it is, but put it up somewhere that you'll see it. So I thought this was a foo-foo lame thing to do, but you know what? That picture of my Mercedes that I always had finally came true.
When I got smart and sold my primary residence to start investing in investments that actually made sense, I needed a place to diversify quickly as opposed to some money market or some high reward checking account. Let's face it, turnkey rentals are cool and syndications are great, but they don't come around often. I stumbled upon the American Homeowner Preservation Fund. The owner, George Newmary, once apartment syndicator too, is now sponsoring the podcast. His fund cuts the middleman out to crowdfund the solution to the mortgage crisis in America. They are empowering you to fund the purchase of distressed mortgages and earn returns that smoke any other passive fund. If you find something else better out there, let me know. Oh yeah, they work with families to keep them in their home after buying the underwater note at a huge discount. It's an opportunity to make an impact on families and communities while earning returns. Start investing with as little as $100 in investinahp.com. If you want the free Burn Zone book, please send me an email at lane@simplepassivecashflow.com.
The second Lane Hack is the Optimist Pessimist matrix. Got a diagram in the show notes for this, and this is something that my friend has engineered. Him and his IPA Beer engineered this idea. In one matrix, you've got the optimist and pessimist on one side, and on the top you've got the good outcome and bad outcome. The Psychology Today articles say that the average person has about 50,000 thoughts a day. Rich people are optimists. And Tom Corley's study has found that 67% of self-made millionaires in the study forged a habit of being positive and upbeat. A positive mental outlook is critical to overcoming obstacles. I have this optimist-pessimist matrix on the website in the show notes, so you can kind of take a look at it. But if I were to break it down, and take an optimist going into a situation where it can be a good outcome or bad outcome, let's just take the optimist going in with the good outcome. The optimist will believe that whatever preparation they did up to that point came true because of them, and they're feeling good about it. Now, if the optimist goes into a situation and is faced with a bad outcome, they'll believe that, hey, it was just bad timing, or just, I did my work and, it's just the bad luck sometimes, kind of like how a baseball player strikes out most of the time. Now, a pessimist is totally opposite. Unlike the optimist, in either good or bad outcome, the optimist is, leaves from the situation, they're feeling happy, they're feeling good. But the pessimist goes into a good outcome situation and they're thinking, it wasn't me. It was just dumb luck, They kind of beat themselves up. And obviously when a pessimist goes into a bad outcome, they beat themselves even more. Oh, you're stupid, So the pessimist going into getting a good outcome or a bad outcome will always have a negative outlook coming out of it. So the takeaway is just be an optimist, because life's about having feelings. It's not really about having a good outcome or bad outcomes. The outcomes are going to come regardless, but it's more about, whether you leave the event in a positive or negative. So I think it'd make more sense if you take a look at the matrix, and it helps internalize what I'm trying to say here. But I, for one, always say that I don't really examine the roots, I just eat the fruit. This is the stuff that other people talk about, and they're very successful. So there was a period a while ago where I kind of just said, screw it. Like, I'm not going to analyze every single little thing, and I'm just going to take what other people are doing that they're being successful with. So I'm just going to copy it. And it's been pretty useful for me. Another resource for you guys is to go to mymorningroutine.com. That's mymorningroutine.com. And you've got a lot of successful people in there just pretty much explaining their exact morning routines, how they set the stage for themselves. Maybe you might get some good ideas in there. Don't try and recreate the wheel. If other successful people are doing it, you might as well just copy what they do. And to leave you off with a little bit of fun, this last lane hack is how to hack your baggage at the airport. So, when you get to the airport, you want to check your baggage in, but you want to make it come off the first when you get in. So when you gate check your bags, it's usually queued in a first on, last out order, or FOLO, as you engineers like to call. It's similar to elevator. The people that get on the elevator first are the last people to get off. So if you're smart, you kind of dilly-dally around the elevator and go in last, so you're first out. So it's the same theory here with the luggage. Wait around till put your bags on last at the gate check, not at checking in. So the downside to this is, you gotta lug your luggage through security. So that's kind of the one downside of this. And they usually won't charge you to gate check your bag voluntarily, because they're always trying to save space in those overhead bins. And another tip is to have them mark it as fragile while they're gate checking it, just so they're not throwing it down to the guys on the ground that load it up last second. In case you missed it, you can gate check a bag and not pay for it. Just be nice and ask the counter at the gate. Alright guys, make sure you guys sign up for the Huido Pipeline Club. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
The preceding lane hack was approved by Lane Kawaoka, an efficiency and productivity expert, traditionally educated with a BS in industrial engineering, masters in civil engineering and construction management, and professionally licensed engineer in Washington State, with over a decade of in-field experience supervising construction crews and managing over $100 million capital projects in both bureaucratic public and cutthroat private sectors. And by the way, every situation is different, and remember to think for yourself.